Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Sly West, and we're gonna be taking a look at the Acer handheld, and it has the Arc G3 Extreme chip, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be a Acer handheld with an Intel Arc G3 in it. So that's gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna get to the video, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Handheld, but this is the first one that I'm seeing with Intel Arc G3 Extreme. So if you remember, years ago I saw Acer Nitro Blaze handhelds that came in.
Okay, so the Blaze handheld, I actually do remember watching this like years ago. I don't know if it was from him exactly or from some other YouTuber, but I do remember seeing that handheld that did not come out in the US. I don't know if it came out anywhere else, but I don't remember seeing that it came out at all, to be honest.
Three varieties. There was a 7, there was an 8,
Yeah,
and then
I think it was
I
like
think it
two
was a 10 or
variations,
an
two
11. I don't
variants.
know. It was a big boy. But those ones never came to the US. So
Okay.
this is the first Acer handheld to come to the US, but this is not part of the Nitro Blaze line of handhelds. Those were meant to be a little bit more entry level, as I'm told. This is a Predator Atlas, and in the Acer ecosystem of Predator laptops and desktops, that usually denotes the highest end. So with the Atlas, Acer is trying to make a
So it looks pretty cool and comfortable. I know a lot of people have debates on this, on the RGB lights. To me personally, I like them. They look pretty cool on a handheld. I know the Steam Deck doesn't have them, which is fine, but I think it's a cool addition to have. And the buttons kind of look like ROG Xbox Ad Light buttons.
make a big splash here at Computex 2026, and they are one of the first official partners to feature the Intel Arc G3 Extreme. Acer tells me they will also have a G3 non-extreme variant coming out as well, but the only thing that we're getting our hands on here today is the G3 Extreme variant. And this is the first time I'm getting to see the Arc G3 Extreme processor in action. I did get a little time to play with the games on hand, one of them being Forza Horizon 6, which, guess what, has a built-in benchmark, and I did run it. So using the native screen resolution, which is 1920 by 1200, with no upscaling and the high preset, I got an average of 55 frames per second. I don't have the official benchmark number for any of the other handhelds on hand, but I do have an Xbox Ally X that I'm going to run the numbers afterward and flash it here up on the screen, so you get to see a little comparison. It's not one-to-one.
Wait, so is it gonna be as powerful as a Xbox Ally X or the Z2 Extreme chip? That's what I'm curious about. I'm also curious about if it's gonna be a 1080p screen or a 1200p screen, because it's kind of, they're making it seem like, not him, but Intel and like Acer, that's gonna be like a next gen thing. It is using the Arc G3 Extreme, so I guess we'll see the performance on the device. Hopefully the battery's big, to be honest, and they have Hall effect triggers and sticks, just like on the MSI Claw AI.
It's not one-to-one because that screen is 1080p versus the 1920 by 1200 on here, but you kind of get a little taste of what the numbers are going to be for the G3 Extreme. So a couple quick notes on the device itself. I'm actually surprised they're not using nicer sticks. So these are just normal potentiometer sticks, no TMR, no Hall effect.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think it'll depend on the price point it's coming in at. We're waiting to see on that. But either way, in this day and age, to have those kind of classic sticks.
And the D-pad looks trash. I mean, I don't know, just by the look, it looks not good. But you would obviously need to have it in your hand to see if it feels good or not, and if it's accurate. But to not have Hall effect sticks, that's kind of, I mean, it better not be $1,000. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, actually, I'm wrong because of the whole RAM apocalypse and everything going up because of RAM, the RAM shortage and AI and all that. I'm not gonna doubt that's gonna be around that price point. Look at the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is like $900 right now for the 1 terabyte. So
sticks is a little bit of a bummer.
It's a total shit
What's
show.
a little bit more of a bummer is this D-pad. It's very mushy. I prefer a cross-style D-pad personally, so let me know if you prefer the circle pad. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. The rest of the buttons feel nice. It's not too clicky, not too loud. I appreciate that, but just has a little bit more of a mush than I like. On the back, I am very appreciative of the trigger toggles to do a shorter throw. I like that. But come on, these back buttons, they're throwaway. Kind of like what's on the Asus devices. I would actually prefer if they just didn't put that there. One nice little touch,
See, me personally, I love the back buttons on a device, especially my MSI Claw 8AI. I also like it on the Steam Deck. I think it's a good addition, but it's not for everyone. I just hope that this thing is not built like the MSI Claw 8, not the AI with the Intel chip, because that one looks like it's cheap. Like the Steam Deck feels good, the Xbox Ally feels good. It feels like a premium device. So even the Nintendo Switch 2 feels really good, even though it doesn't have Hall effect sticks and all this fancy stuff. But hopefully it doesn't feel like cheap plastic.
Is that the micro SD card has a little bit of a swoop to it, so you can get your fingernail in there to get it out. But the real questions are, of course, when is it coming out? What is the price? They tell me that they'd like to have this out in October, so it is not ready for prime time yet. And for the pricing, they have nothing. And they're also not willing to tell me even a ballpark. So I have no idea, but I'm going to assume that this will probably be on the higher end of the 1,000-ish price point. But we have...
With everything going on, like I said, again, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that it's going to be over $1,000 or almost $1,000. But at that point, like, if the performance is there and the battery life is there, maybe. But you also have to consider repairability. Like, the MSI Claw, like, I haven't seen anything online about, sticks, like people being able to buy sticks in the way that Steam Deck owners can. Like, they can just go to iFixit, or for Xbox Ally owners. But yeah, all those things are going to factor in, plus the price,
But we have no idea. Fingers crossed that it's not too crazy, but I do suspect this will be higher than the new Steam Deck pricing. But to finish my overall thoughts, I gotta tell you, I'm a little underwhelmed by this. Having seen the Acer Nitro Blaze handhelds before, I feel like those actually came in with a little bit more oomph and aggressiveness, not only in the design aesthetics, but also just the messaging and the marketing around them. It was exciting, but this one feels a little muted. Like the screen, by all intents and purposes, probably seems to be the screen that's in the MSI Claw 8 as well. Very similar, at least. The design even kind of harkens back to the original Claw 8. It is very comfortable, very comfortable. And even though it has an 80 watt hour battery, it's still very light.
Okay, so it's comfortable and it has an 80 watt hour battery, so, okay.
In my hands. But I gotta say, the one feature that I do really appreciate about this device is it has dual Thunderbolt 4 ports. And the last thing to point out, which is kind of dumb, but it's a little exciting, is that nowhere in the name of this device has the word AI, which I really appreciate. Usually, Intel-based devices have AI in the title somewhere, but this does not have that, and I'm gonna give that a thumbs up. Is it an indication that AI is on the way out? No, but I have heard from many manufacturers, including Acer, that they're trying to phase out AI in the naming scheme. And boy, am I excited for that day to come. But hopefully, when the Acer Predator Atlas comes out, I will get some time with it to do some testing. And if you want to see that testing, be sure to subscribe here on PC World.
Okay, so the Acer handheld looks, in my opinion, okay. But like I said, like, who's gonna buy the device? Like, we already have the Legion Go with the OLED, with the Legion Go 2. With the OLED and the detachable Joy-Cons that are also Hall effect, and the triggers are Hall effect, and yeah, and the Steam Deck was for people that wanted to have an entry point to PC gaming, and the Steam Deck was great because it had SteamOS, it was a console experience, and it was cheaper than the rest. So where this handheld fits, I honestly don't know, especially if it costs that much. I think people are gonna lean towards the Steam Deck still, or the Xbox Ally, the white version, or the black version because of the price hike. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that much of a success in my opinion. I could be wrong, but it looks like another handheld that has very little improvement. If the chip and the battery, last a long time, and then if the chip was like next gen performance, I guess. But other than that, like I don't see people buying this. I don't see a lot of units being sold, in my opinion, like the Steam Deck or all these other devices that are pretty popular. Like I said, the top four. Like the first one is Steam Deck, obviously, and then yeah, like I said, the Legion Go 2, MSI Claw 8 AI, which is really good, and the Xbox Allies. So I feel like if you do your research and you can see what fits for your needs based off price and performance. So yeah, so that's gonna be the whole video. I just wanted to show you guys the new handheld. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Peace.
For Computex handheld coverage. We'll catch you in the next one.